So how's spring ball been for the defense?
It's been pretty good. A lot of new adjustments, a lot of things that we're doing, working on, building on, things from last season, a lot of new players. So the chemistry, the biggest thing as far as the culture, making sure the new guys, so all of a sudden adapt our culture and everything else. So it's going pretty good.
Who are some of the cornerbacks that have stood out?
To be honest, we're still going to have quite a competition in the fall. My thing is, it's a weekly basis. And those guys who came to compete, we had some guys all of a sudden come out, but now they're all back. So, it's a positive that a lot of guys have got a lot of reps, and, we got some guys coming back that have experience already.
What was the biggest difference for this fall camp, or spring camp compared to last year's fall camp?
Oh, completely different. Last year, our biggest thing was always just, pretty much straight to the ball. Now guys understand that. It's like it's starting to see a little bit of ownership of it being, the players' team instead of the coaches' team, which is a big plus. The guys understand the expectations. They understand, what the coach wants out of them and different things like that. And, just the biggest thing is just the culture amongst the team, them themselves. They understand the expectations. They understand, what we want around here, so they're all buying in.
What were your takeaways from the Saturday scrimmage in the Coliseum for your position group?
It's always some good things and, a couple things we need to work on. Just technically, I think we had to take a step back that particular day from what we have done the previous days. But, the guys have stepped back up, the last couple of days of practice. So I'm positive about that.
Ceyair seemed to take a further step in his development. Lincoln Riley's been very appreciative of that or praising him. What have you seen from Ceyair?
Playmaking. Especially, we need that, with a guy like Mekhi Blackman leaving. We need somebody who's going to make plays on the ball. He's came out here and done that. So, just that alone, just him being a lot more confident, him being a lot more aggressive. And now it looks like he's having fun. He understands what to do, and that's a big thing. Still right now, this is only, he hasn't even done 2 complete years of college yet because he wasn't a mid-year. So, it's a lot of room still to grow, but he's starting to catch up right now.
You guys brought in Christian Rolland-Wallace from Arizona. What did you see from him last year, and what have you seen from him through spring?
Just alone, you look at him in his uniform, he stands out, right? Like middle linebacker playing corner, and he does some things. He's been able to go to another school and play on an island. At the same time, being that big and that strong, it's hard for people to even block him on the edge. So he provides another guy as far as run support, and he's played a lot of football games. I think he's a 4-year starter at Arizona. So leadership, smart. You can see how much detail he puts even in taking notes in meetings. It sucks that he was hobbled, a little bit during spring ball, but he's a guy that's going to battle back from all of that.
Coach, looking back at spring camps, what are you proud of your squad for accomplishing, and what do you still want to work on going?
Playmaking. I'm really happy with playmaking. I think from just the interceptions and the plays we made on the ball from last spring to this spring, it almost like tripled. So, just guys making plays on the ball as a whole. And, it's a lot of new things that we put in, and those guys have adapted to what we're asking out of them. So, and the competition's a lot bigger, a lot more now. We've got a lot of guys who, like I say, played football last year, and then you get a transfer like Ceyair. It's multiple guys that can step on the field and play.
Is there anything you still want to look for in your squad that you still need to improve on?
Everything. It's a day-to-day thing. The technique, we almost got to be 100%, on everything we do. So 90%, 9 out of 10 isn't going to be good enough. So it's a lot of things I'm still looking forward to.
What's the biggest thing the money has to show you between now and the fall to maybe getting the rotation on the field?
Like I say, it's just a battle every week, just competing. He's a guy who didn't get all the same stuff as everyone else as far as the January, February working out because he was still pretty much coming back from rehabbing his knee. So, the biggest thing I'm happy about, he's been able to go to do every practice. For him, just being on the field is a plus because it's a guy that really didn't get a chance to do much football. You get a COVID year and then you get injured and different things like that. So just out here playing. He's a guy that needs to see football, needs to do football, and he's been able to do that.
Lincoln's talked about how the defensive backs have really benefited from a second year in Bennie Wylie's strength program. How have you seen increased strength gains leading to more confidence for the DBs?
A lot. You take somebody like Jacoby. Last year, Jacoby played around 191, 192. Right now, he's 210. So, it's like that across the board. Like Damani last year, I think was 180. He's 190, 4 or 5. So, and you just go down the list. Those guys are confident, as far as their ability, their body, but you see people that add weight on, you all of a sudden lose a little bit of speed. You don't see that in any of them, especially the twitch, the confidence, and most importantly, just our group as a whole, you see a family environment. So just them being comfortable with each other, so that's a plus.
What's Josh Jackson's status? Is he still on the team?
Don't know right now.
You were recruiting, obviously, USC before the new staff came here. I'm just curious, from your perspective, how has recruiting to this program evolved over the past year with the new staff?
Recruiting is going to evolve, period. I mean, there's so many new things that have came up in recruiting, just from NIL, from transfer portal, different things like that. But the biggest thing is the competition across the board at every position. And even, it's competition amongst the coaches when it comes to recruiting and everything like that. But the biggest thing is not just recruiting guys who are good players, but recruiting guys that are, good people. Like our culture here right now is extremely, extremely good. And we'll continue to build on that by the people we bring in here.
Let's do one more.
What did Fabian Ross show you this spring?
He's one of the actual younger guys that hasn't got a chance to play. So just him being out here once again, and he's a guy that got beat up a little bit during spring as far as the injury, but he's able to battle back and he's continued to learn. Today was one of his better days of all spring football, so that's a plus.